Attrition, or the loss of students over time, is something that all schools deal with to one degree or another. As an instructor of mine once shared, all students quit, it's just a question of when and how. And to be honest, there are a number of reasons that people quit that we just don't have any control or authority over. Changes in job schedule, changes in financial situation, there are a number of things that we just don't have much way of overcoming. But there is one reason that students quit that we definitely can have an impact on. And today we're going to be talking about motivation and how we can actually use retail sales to drive motivation, retail for retention. I'm going to be sharing with you my #1 product for improving retention in your school, the specific word track that you would use to sell that product, and the timeline for when you would sell that product. Stay tuned for more. So the #1 motivational tool that I sell out of my pro shop is this horizontal belt display. Now remember, your pro shop, your retail sales are one of the 5 key revenue streams for success in the martial arts. I'll link that video here and down in the description below so you can go watch more about the 5 key revenue streams. But just remember, when you sell something out of your pro shop, that helps pay the bills. And your clients, your parents, your students, they rely on your expertise to help guide their purchasing decisions because you're the expert, right? And so if you're guiding their purchasing decisions, you're giving them good quality feedback and good information, they're going to build trust with you, they're going to like you more, and they're going to spend more money with you. Remember, a small sale out of your pro shop can become a big sale out of your pro shop through the process of upselling. And as long as you're upselling with integrity and with honesty and for their benefit, you will engender good relations and more money in the till. But that said, this display is by far the #1 motivational tool that I sell. And here's why. On its surface, it's just a way to display belts that students have earned. But as a motivational tool, if you sell this correctly by explaining the features, values, and benefits to parents as you are going over the details of this product, it truly does sell itself. I'm going to take it apart and we're going to show you kind of how it works, and I'm going to go through the actual word track that I would use with a parent and the timeline in which I would use that word track. Keep watching. Okay, here's that same belt display taken apart. And as you can see, I've removed all of the belts that were on there previously, and I've just left the white belt. And the reason I've done that is because this is how you're actually going to sell this product to a parent. And the timeline for that is right here. You're gonna wanna try and sell this product to a parent right on the day that their child is receiving a new belt. So regardless of your system, taekwondo, karate, even jiu-jitsu, right? You have these colored belts and there are promotional ceremonies. Now, sometimes it's a test and the students receive their belt somewhere down the road. Sometimes students are evaluated and get their belts that same day. Sometimes, I know a lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu schools, for example, there is no formal test. It's just the instructor says, hey, congratulations, you've earned this belt. Whatever the case may be, the day the student earns the belt is the day to sell this product. Because the day they sell the belt, the day they get the belt, that's the day when it's fresh in their mind, and that's when this word track really becomes powerful. So if you've got some other products, some other merchandise that are recommended or required when they get promoted, this is an upsell. If this is the only thing you try to sell to a family the day that their kid gets promoted, fine, but that's the day. Now, I've taken all the belts down but the white belt because this is how you're going to present it to a parent. And you're going to say, hey Mrs. Smith, hey Mr. Smith, I am so proud of little Johnny, little Susie. I'm blown away by their enthusiasm, by how hard they've been working, and they've earned this belt. And I want to set you up with one of our motivational tools that's going to help them continue to earn belts, and it's going to help them continue to be consistent in their training and really be successful here at blank school. And that's our belt display. Now, I know it just looks like a display, but I promise you, if you use this as the motivational tool that it is, it will make an incredible change in your child's discipline, focus, perseverance, and stick-to-it attitude. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take your kid's white belt, the one that we are no longer going to be wearing in class because they've just earned their next belt, and we're going to put it here on the first rung. And what that does is that shows you and your child how many more steps they need to take in order to achieve their big goal, their black belt. But you see all these little stages in between. This is a visual reminder to you and your child the next step in the journey. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a Sharpie or a pen, and we're going to set a goal date for that next promotion. So this is their old belt. We're going to write down here, what is today's date? Today is June something, 2020 whatever. So June 20 something. You would write the actual date here, of course. And so this is a reminder that they earned that belt, that yellow belt, right then. But we're going to go ahead and go one rung further to their next belt, their orange belt. And we're going to say that, well, if it's June now, let's think out 3-4 months, July, August, September. Let's say that October is their goal date for their orange belt. And now they have a visual reminder of what they have already accomplished, where they are now, and where they're going. And by putting a date on this, it becomes a goal. We say that that is your goal testing date. That is the goal for when you're going to be promoted to your orange belt. And when you get promoted to your orange belt, you're going to drop your yellow belt right here, and we're going to set another goal for the next belt. And we're going to keep that process going. And if you use this correctly at home, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I promise you, you're going to see a big change in your kid. They're going to be wanting to come to class more. They're going to be more focused on their goals, and they will ultimately be more successful. There's your basic word track. Cut. Now, what does this do for the students? Well, it's everything that I just shared. It is a visual reminder. It's something that they put on the wall. They see it every day. It's a visual reminder of where they are and where they're going. See, social psychology tells us that goals we set are goals we get. Setting a goal and writing it down makes you more than 6 times more likely to accomplish that goal. Say, for example, if you want to lose weight and you write down, my goal is to lose 10 pounds by this date, you are way more likely to lose that 10 pounds than somebody with the same goal who didn't write it down. So this is social psychology at play. We are psychologically pushing our students to achieve those goals. The second thing is affirmation. We are reminding students of how much they have accomplished already, and that makes them feel good. So they feel good about themselves because of what they've already accomplished, and they get to see that every day. They also are inspired to accomplish more because they see that this goal is there waiting for them to come and grab it. And this process, as long as they keep it up at home, which you can touch base with them and remind them from time to time, maybe even after every time they get promoted. Now, don't forget, little Johnny, little Timmy, you're going to put this on your display, and you're going to write down your next goal date for your next belt. With kids, especially in the 7 to 12 range, it's great to jump in front of them and say, your goal is black belt, your goal is black belt, and that's fine. And you probably should be doing that. It's good kind of psychological needling to remind them that there's this bigger picture. But if they're a white belt or a yellow belt and you're sitting there telling them your goal is black belt, that's super overwhelming to a kid. That's overwhelming to their parents. So staging it out and getting them to hyper-focus not on the black belt, but on the steps along the way to getting the black belt, you will find a lot more short-term and long-term success. And of course, from the nature of the video in the first place, that helps with retention. That reduces the dropouts due to losing interest, that reduces the dropouts due to lack of motivation, that reduces the dropouts due to lack of excitement, because you're exciting them every day that they look at this belt display. Now, you might, depending on your program, decide to do this with a Sharpie. You might decide to do it with a pencil. You might decide to do it with a dry eraser. pen, whatever you decide is fine. I like to use the Sharpie because that concept of permanence jumps out at them. And then there's just that psychological component of it's set in stone. Like, this is the date that I have to test for my orange belt. I need to do whatever it takes to get there. And then you just carry on with it. Every rank exam, you say, hey, don't forget to put this on your display and write down your new goal. Don't forget to put this on your display and write down your new goal. Now, usually, by the time that they're about halfway through, let's say that in my system, there's 12 levels, including the white belt and the black belt. So let's say that they're at belt number 6. At that time, I might re-engage the conversation and say, hey, you know what? You're halfway there. Let's go ahead and set a date for the black belt. In addition to setting a goal date for belt number 7, let's set a goal date for the black belt itself. And so now we're starting to kind of push their mind forward in time a little bit. They still have the hyper focus of belt number 7, but they also have the macro focus of the black belt. Now these are, you can pretty much find these anywhere. I know that this one right here is from Century Martial Arts, but I actually don't use the ones from Century Martial Arts anymore. I found some on Amazon that I think are a little bit better in terms of price point, in terms of quality, and also variability. So this one is a 12 level display. Like I said, that's what my system uses. But the ones I found on Amazon, 10 level, 12 level, 8 level, displays. I'll go ahead and link those down below. What I like about them is that they're slightly lighter weight, and the elastic that they ship with seems to be a little bit higher quality, and they come with some customization things, so like some stickers and things that the kids can really make it their belt display. So I'll link those down below so that you can take a look at those. Those are the ones that I use in my school. They cost about the same as the ones from Century, and I think it's a slightly better product. And you know how big a fan I am of Century, so I don't say that lightly. But if not there, Century Martial Arts, I'm pretty sure Proforce carries these, Tiger Claw might carry these, but it's the idea, this is the visual that you want with the students. And the day, of course, to sell it is the day of that very first big promotion. You want to make sure that you go through this whole process with parents, because this product only sells itself if you explain the features, values, and benefits. And if you do this, it will improve your retention. It will also improve excitement. It'll make it a bigger deal when students get promoted. It will help them get over those little humps of lost interest, lost excitement, lost momentum, lost motivation. There it is, retail for retention. Not only are you improving the bottom line by selling more out of your pro shop, and by the way, if you're selling this, you might as well try and upsell something else. We use keychains to help remind the students that, hey, you're an orange belt now. That requires, a certain type of attitude. We have paracord bracelets in various colors. I'll link these down below in the description for this video as well, so that you can see those too. These little affirmations of accomplishment for rank really do speak to kids. And when we talk about motivating kids and creating friendly competition, this is a great way to do it. This is the big picture. Whatever you find that ties into a kid's current rank or current accomplishments can't hurt. If you can sell it out of your pro shop, if you can find it for a good deal on Amazon and buy it in bulk and then sell it individually out of your pro shop, you're only going to be making more money, and you're going to be improving the success rate for your students. That's all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. Comment down below. Let me know what some of the ways that you motivate your students are, and maybe we'll talk about it in a future video. Head over to the community section to ask questions and get answers, or participate in one of our polls. And remember, you watch Marshall Business Matters because Marshall Business matters. Take care.